Yeah, OTB Spreads Prediction Show coming to you live on April 26th. This beautiful Sunday where we run it up and relax on MLB. We've been seeing the board clear and pain-free, guys. We have been absolutely cashing all week long. We have not lost a lock, and we are back-to-back play of the days, cashing 5-unit max plays. We had the Padres today in Mexico City over the Diamondbacks. Yesterday we had Gavin Williams and the Guardians over who the hell was that? The Cardinals? Yeah. And yeah, man. Anyways, right into the mix of things. We had the Mariners as our lock of the day out of MLB. Yesterday we had the Pirates out of the MLB for lock of the day. Here we are on Sunday. We're going to run it up and relax. First game on the board is Boston Red Sox and the Orioles. We'll get into that here in just a moment. But if you see this site, this is called Blowout Alert. This is my app, my data, my analytics. I use this to make all of my plays, get a sharp edge here. And if you want this, just go to the descriptions tab, guys. There is a link in there. It'll say Sports FBI Blowout Alert. Just click on that. It'll take you to the site. You can sign up for free, get the basics, and if you want to upgrade to Elite or Pro, go for it. Feel free to DM me and let me know what you think about it on Instagram. I only have one Instagram, guys. There are a lot of phonies out there. I have the blue check mark, you guys. I have the bigger following. I'm not gonna have another page. That's the only one I have. I've had it now for like 18 months. Growing the brand. I appreciate you guys following along here as well on YouTube and helping me grow here as well. Just started this a couple months ago. So guys, with everything said and getting into the mix here, if you want my premium plays, just use code word money. That is also in the descriptions tab. Click the Winible link. I will have all of my premium baseball plays in there as well. All right, let's get into it and let's go. Boston Red Sox, Baltimore Orioles. Red Sox put belt to ass today. I like that play. I was just too late getting to it. I had so much going on. I had soccer I had to cover. I was still working through baseball, and the game was a 12:30 start, 12:06 start maybe. Plus money Red Sox. I saw Crochet on the mound. I was like, dude, I gotta hit that. I just didn't. I got lost track of time. Next thing I know, the game started and the Red Sox ran away with it quick. Look, we got Bradish here versus Early. Bradish has played good ball, thrown it well, 3.96 ERA. Early's played even better, 2.8 ERA. I think the bats woke up for both of these teams, but especially the Red Sox. I can't trust the Orioles bats. The Orioles found their bats against the Royals, and the Royals don't impress me. And the Orioles I thought would be better this year than what they've shown me. And at this point, I like Early and what I've seen. I think that, this Boston Red Sox, putting that many runs on the board with a team that's kind of struggled to hit the ball this year and drive in runs, I think that kind of juiced them up. I wouldn't be surprised to see them come in here tomorrow, beat up on the Orioles, and cover the run line, guys. Well, they're actually plus 1.5 here. The Orioles here are the favorites, I guess, maybe because of Bradish. I'm not sure. Give me the money line on the Boston Red Sox at plus money. Honestly, that's great value there, especially with Early on the mound. That might be the best EV value of the day other than the A's. And we'll get to that game here in just a minute. Let's keep it moving. Phillies, Braves, we're on the wrong side of things here today. I thought that the lefty could bother these Phillies that struggle to hit lefties. But look, they're facing another one today. Sorry, it was a righty today. Sorry, it's a lefty today against Chris Sale. Nola Sale, 2.79 ERA. He's one of the best pitchers in the MLB. Give me the Braves. We'll keep it short and sweet. There's not much more to talk about. Nola hasn't had too many good outings here. He's 1-2, 5.6 ERA. I think that the Braves here, even though they played a late game against Philly and that went into extras, I believe that they rally behind Sale tomorrow or Chris Sale, and they get a big win here, and they do it in fashion because the Phillies have not done well against lefties this year. You put a righty up in front of them like we did today, and look what happened. They put some runs on the board. They had to fight for them, and so did the Braves. But I like this starting pitcher over Nola any day of the week, and I like these bats in the lineup, especially with the Phillies showing that they've struggled to hit lefties so far this year. That's where I'm going to go. Give me Braves on the money line. Tread lightly on the run line, as we saw it was a close game today. But once again, like I said, they do struggle to hit lefties. They're going to struggle to put points on the board. It just depends on how many points the Braves can get up. But I'm going Braves money line here, guys. That's the suggestion, and that's the take. Here we go. We're going into Cleveland Guardians, Toronto Blue Jays. The Blue Jays have the better pitching matchup, in my opinion, here. I believe they're not starting Cease. They're going to go with Patrick Corbin tomorrow. It's not official, but either way, Patrick Corbin's actually played really good baseball. He's been throwing the thing really well. 3.68 ERA is impressive for him. He's not a big strikeout guy, but he can get these guys to ground out, fly out. Especially with the ground ball rate that the Guardians have. He can easily get this game, through 5 innings. Maybe even get to a quality start here. Slade Cassoni, he hasn't done well. I was on him last start, and he was one of the losses that I had whenever he started last week. We took the Guardians, and it was a loss. He hasn't looked good. He hasn't looked sharp. And I believe that the bats are still good enough. They haven't been great for the Blue Jays, but I believe they're still good enough. They can rally behind Corbin, get some points on the board. I wouldn't be surprised to see that this line, the total line, go under here. I really wouldn't. The under 8.5 is very active and alive in my opinion. But I like the Blue Jays here on the money line at minus 132. All right. And then we're going to move into the Mets-Colorado Rockies game. I'm going to keep this one short and sweet. They got Nolan McLean on the mound. Love this guy. And the bats seem like they may be waking up a little bit for the Mets. I don't want to speak too early, but they look like they could be waking up for the Mets just a touch. I don't think the Mets are much of a contender this year or a great team. But with that said, Quintana's not a good pitcher. They don't even have Quintana. I thought Quintana was going to play. It looks like it's going to be Juan Mejia. Either way, 6.17 ERA. I got to go with the Mets here. Lay the run line, minus 1.5 at 102. Great value. I think that the Mets put points up early and they get away from it. The advantage here is the Rockies did come off the homestand and they were going to go straight into this game, and it got postponed to today or on Sunday. But they were going to play today and on Saturday, and it got moved on over to Sunday. And look, now they had a day of rest, get acclimated into the New York City, and time zone, all that other stuff. But I don't think it makes much of a difference. I still feel confident. I know that the Rockies have some decent hitters, but Nolan McLean, he can throw that high stinky cheese, y'all. Give me Nolan McLean. Give me the Mets. Lay the run line, minus 1.5. Tigers, Reds. Lauder's on the mound. He's been great this year. Montero, decent as well. But I think that the bats, and I was on the Reds side of things today, and the Reds beat up on them. I think that the Reds got better bats than we giving them respect for. They're 18-9, and it's been a quiet 18-9. Lauder has a great ERA. He's got decent strikeout stuff. And end of the day, like I said, the bats are very active for this Reds team. They can drive in runs with multiple guys on the lineup. They've got good speed in their base runners. They don't have problems getting guys in the scoring position. They can play small ball. They can go long. They're a really solid team, guys. I wouldn't be surprised to see them get into the playoffs, this year. I know it's a little bit early to start talking playoffs in a long season, but this team's also got a really good bullpen. So even if the Tigers, how they like to play is they like these lower run scoring games. They don't drive in a lot of runs. The Tigers just aren't a great offense, in my opinion, as far as an elite team. And the Tigers, as a playoff team with Scooball and decent pitchers, I wouldn't consider them elite. I would consider them fringe playoff, but they don't have the offense, in my opinion, to withhold, especially if they make it in the playoffs. They're not going to hold up. Their offense just isn't there. And I think if this is a close game, like the Tigers like to have, they like to have those 1-2 run games where they can, take the lead any inning. Or have the lead and guard it any inning. The Reds have the better bullpen. They can hold off the Tigers and find a way to get a run or two on the board and win it. So give me the Reds on the money line, especially at minus 110. Phenomenal value. All right, Twins, Rays. I thought this was the Twins spot today, and they didn't get it. The Rays got them. And, today I think is the Rays spot. Pitcher, Schulten's been phenomenal. 2.93 ERA, even though his expected ERA is going to have some regression. He's going to give some up. Woods Richardson is the reason why. We know that this team doesn't strike out a lot, the Rays. We know they got great hitters on it, from Simpson to Caminero to Jonathan Arenado. Like, this team can hit the ball. If you don't have good strikeout stuff and you have control issues and you're going to put some guys on base because you walk them, they're going to drive in runs. Give me the Rays. I also favor the over here. I do like the over 8.5. But give me the Rays on the money line, guys. And I also like them through the first 5. This might be a favorite play of the day. We'll see how I feel in the morning. Going into the Yankees, probably the favorite play of the day. I'll leave it at that. Minus 136. You got Luis Hill on the mound. Aaron Getty showed us he's a good pitcher. He had that 10 strikeout game, but he's inconsistent. He has control issues. You don't want to have control issues against the Yankees. If he's, this is the thing. After he had that 10 strikeout game, I'm like, okay, is this guy for real? Is he really going to be the guy I think he can be? Can he be a pitcher that can come out here and get 6, 7 strikeouts each game, get his control under, get control of things and be more dialed in with his accuracy? But it just didn't show that. He didn't show that his last start. He didn't look great and look sharp on his last start. So with that said, I'm going to have to fade him, and I'm going to have to go with the Yankees here on the money line. I just think the bats are too big. And I want the Yankees on my side with those bats and a guy who has control issues. I wouldn't be surprised to see Aaron Getty have a good game tomorrow, but I also wouldn't be surprised to see the Yankees light him up either. So that guy's a coin flip on what you get when he has his control issues. But I think that Luis Hill is true and steady. He's a decent starting pitcher. He's not an elite starting pitcher, but he's good enough. He could earn a quality start potentially and allow the bats for the Yankees to take a lead. So, yeah, give me the Yankees on the money line tomorrow at minus 136. Great play. Pirates Brewers. This is a good one. I'm not even sure if I say his name right. Ladinsky has been great, man. I'm a big believer in the Pirates, so for me to go to the side of the Brewers is tough. But Kyle Harrison has also looked really good, and I like the way the Brewers play ball. They're not scared to play small ball. They drive in runs. They get base runners on. Their guys have good eyes. Opposite of what the Pirates do. Pirates hit bombs. They get guys on. They strand the guys, and when they get guys on and hit a bomb, they drive in 3-4 runs at a time. It's hard to say what side is going to win tomorrow. Is it going to be the small ball Brewers, or is it going to be the 2 or 3 guys on base and one of those 2 guys in the top of the order from I'm not going to say Ozuna because he hasn't been doing shit, but Brandon Lowe, O'Neal Cruz, Brian Reynolds, Nick Gonzalez. Is one of those guys going to go yard tomorrow, with a couple runners on base, and that's what's the deciding factor. Ladinsky's played really well, man. 3.28 ERA. I've been all over the Pirates this year, but my handicap is not on the Pirates here. My handicap is to be on the Brewers side of things at minus 124. 13-13. The better team, in my opinion, is the Pirates, but I just like what I've seen out of Kyle Harrison. I like what the Brewers have in their bullpen as well. I think it's not a great bullpen, but I do think that the Pirates could have a better bullpen. They got a good starting pitcher rotation, great batting order, but they got some stuff to address in the late innings and in the bullpen. And I like the Brewers here on the money line to get it done tomorrow. All right, moving on into Washington Nationals, White Sox. Forrest Griffin, lefty. White Sox have been actually really good against lefties. They might be number 1 in the MLB if I'm not mistaken, against lefties. I'm going to go White Sox here. I'm going to keep it short and simple. Minus 126. Give me the White Sox at home against a lefty. I think they can get to Griffin. We keep it moving. Mariners, Cardinals. We were on the Mariners and Cardinals today. We had Mariners. They cashed us, but damn, I did not see that game getting to what it was, an 11-9 game. I did not see that coming. Emerson Hancock's actually been really respectable this year, guys. I'm not a big Emerson Hancock believer. I just haven't been a big fan. But the Cardinals, their bats have been like sneaky quiet, they're hitting the ball, is I guess what I should say. Like, we don't look at the Cardinals as a hitting team, but they've hit the ball really well so far this season. That's why they're 14-2. They're the better team on paper at the moment. But Seattle, they just haven't been driving in the runs. They did today against the Cardinals' weak pitching, and that's what they were supposed to do against Liberatore, right? Like, he's not a good pitcher in my opinion. But McGreevy's not a bad pitcher here. But I also think his expected ERA, this is not true. It's not going to hold true. So give me the Mariners once again. I don't love the value on it at minus 144 or minus 142. This is one I probably won't put any money on tomorrow, but yeah, we squeezed the juice out of it today. We cashed. So find another play. Give me the Yankees money line. Let's keep it moving. All right, this one I do like, guys. I do like this one for the value. The A's versus the Rangers, 3-4 game today. A's, could have got them. They just couldn't close it out when they had guys on base in the late innings. Give me the A's here. A couple reasons why I love the bats and the A's. If you just look at the top of that lineup here, Nick Kurtz, Langoliers, Cortez, Soderstrom, Jacob Wilson, McNeil. Your first 6 hitters, and even these 2 guys, Muncy and Lawrence Butler, I know they get streaky, but even those guys hit the ball really well. They've got a really great hitting order. And Rocker's gettable. Rocker's been good this year, but once again, expected ERA, there's going to be some regression. Ginn, in my opinion, undervalued. There's not enough talk about how good JT Ginn has been when he has played. And yeah, I like JT Ginn. I think that we were on Ginn last time and he cashed us. So guys, we're going to do it again. We're going to go with the A's bats with JT Ginn to keep this a respectable game, not give up too many runs. And Kumar Rocker's regression shows up tomorrow. Yeah, so give me the A's plus 108. I like the play. All right, keep it moving. Into the last, looks like we got Mets on a doubleheader tomorrow. I'm not going to handicap that one. But maybe that's where Quintana is. Maybe that's where I got my info at on that one. All right, so we got 2 more matchups of the night. We got Cubs and Dodgers. Each have won a game. We were on the Cubs. I went back to the Cubs well today. Cubs did not get it done. Dodgers beat up on them. Both of these teams are starting lefties tomorrow. Emenyaga and Robalski, or Robleski, however I say the fuck his name. You'll learn in my shows, guys, as you watch more often. I hate enunciating things. But I can speak Spanish. But I probably don't enunciate half the shit right. I just... is what it is. Cubs, Dodgers. Let's get into it. This is going to be a tougher one as well because the value is on the Cubs. Like, from a handicapping perspective, like, they're going to give me plus 112 on a fairly coin flip game. But I just think the bats are deeper. I know that the bats have been working, you know, from top to bottom with the Cubs, like top of the order all the way down to the bottom. They've been hitting the ball well. You can't say that for the back half of the Dodgers order recently. And even Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker has had some games, you know, hit and miss. But that's a Kyle Tucker type of thing. I just think the Dodgers have too much potential to put points on the board. And they're at home. This is an important game. Just for the simple fact that you're at home, it's 1-1, you each have won one. It feels it's a Sunday game. It's like, all right, who's gonna get the edge here in this series? Like, and I personally believe that Emenyaga is a great pitcher. You got the number 1, 2, and the number 1 team and the number 2 team against lefties pitching. I believe that the problem is this: Emenyaga has way better strikeout stuff, but the Dodgers don't strike out at a high clip. I haven't even decided where I want to go with this one, honestly. I want to say it's the Dodgers just because they have the better bats. But the Cubs just feels like there's so much value there. Emenyaga's got the great strikeout stuff. But, dude, they got Freddie Freeman, Ohtani, and Kyle Tucker in the lineup, right? So when you look at the numbers, there really isn't an edge, a big edge. And that's why I would say, from a handicapping standpoint, you almost just want to say take the positive EV in the Cubs on the money line here with Emenyaga with the good strikeout stuff, because Robleski, you know, he doesn't have the strikeout stuff, but he's played really well. He's got a really low ERA, but once again, we've been talking about expected ERAs. He's due for regression. Emenyaga showed us last season that he can play, and he can hold a low ERA. So, back and forth here on the recording. You know, I have it written down in front of me, 50-50, what the takes are on this one. And honestly, the advantage in pitching, in my opinion, goes to the Cubs here in Emenyaga. And then the advantage in the bats goes to the Dodgers. Both teams are number 1 and number 2 in the MLB against lefties. So, end of the day, lefty doesn't make a difference. I'm going to have to side with the strikeout stuff. Emenyaga with 32 Ks on the season. Give me the Cubs plus 112 on the money line. And that'll wrap us up for the night. If you want to take on the Angels and Royals, stay away. But you could go Angels if you really wanted to. They took an ass whooping today. I think that those bats are alive and well. They were going up against a good pitcher today. So we'll chalk it up to that. A's to wrap up the night, and that is the MLB prediction show. Where I said A's, Angels, Halos. Yeah, that's who it is. Let me just go ahead and give it to you guys. It's right here. Angels versus the Royals. Seth Lugo versus Detmers. Detmers has played really well. Lugo's actually done well himself, but I just like the bats too much in this lineup. Give me the A's. I probably won't have any money on this one, but that's a take just for you guys if you wanted to take it. All right, that's it. That's the show. I will see you guys on Money Making Monday. We will have the recordings up, and we will also have the live at 5. So let's get it. Let's go. Let's have a big day. Remember to like and subscribe. Book the one way. See you next time.